Retreat can be such a valuable way to deepen your meditation practice, to get some time offline and recharge your batteries. But it's really hard to do a group retreat right now with COVID making everything so uncertain. And even if you can meet in person, often it's expensive and inconvenient to have to travel somewhere and pay group retreat fees. So I want to talk to you about one of my favorite things to do, which is a DIY meditation retreat. I love doing solo retreats, and basically I've been doing 2 DIY retreats a year for, I don't know, over 10 years now. So I'm a big fan, and I want to share 3 tips with you in this video. But first, I want to let you know that I am planning to create more resources on how to do a DIY retreat, and I'm really hoping to do a version of this as a group over the summer. Basically offer a course where we can meet a couple of times, and then I'll give you all the materials you need to download and go do retreat for yourself. And then we'll meet up again afterwards and kind of process what happened, and I'll explain how to integrate what you've realized on retreat into your practice. So if you're interested, please find the link below and go sign up for that. I'm not going to spam you, but I do want to be able to get in touch when I have materials ready or when that registration opens. So here are my top 3 tips for a DIY retreat. First of all, weave the retreat into your practice life. So if you want to, for instance, cultivate calm abiding, shamatha meditation, where you're really letting your mind settle onto an object and cultivating that steady flow of attention, maybe do that kind of practice for a couple of weeks before you go on retreat. Maybe read about it, get a little more conceptual understanding of it. So you're kind of immersing yourself in that type of practice before you go on retreat. So you have a lot of good resources to draw on when you're on retreat. And then after you come off retreat, make sure and continue to do those practices in your daily life. I find that sometimes I have insights on retreat, but then I have more insights after I get back, because you're really at that point working with the realizations you had on retreat, but in the context of daily life, and a lot of cool stuff can happen like that. Tip number 2, go someplace different. I have gone a lot of different places to do retreats. When I was a grad student, I didn't have a lot of money, but I invested in kind of a big dome tent. It was like a 14-foot tent, so I could go and have a comfortable place to just put that up on family land. I have several different relatives who owned land out in the hill country or different areas in Texas, and I was able to just put that up and basically use it as a place to stay. I really like to do retreat in a basic place, so not like a luxurious place where everything is provided to you. I honestly am kind of partial to places with like no running water and no electricity, because it makes me get down to the basics and focus on the essentials of life, and then when I get back, I'm very grateful to have a hot shower again. Even if that's not your thing, just know that you can do retreat in a pretty bare bones environment if you need to. But the main thing is to try not to be in your regular environment. Part of what's great about retreat is that your settings are different, and it helps your mental state shift as well. I don't know how to explain it, but it just works. So if you don't have a place where you can go that's outside of the city, where you'll be surrounded by nature, if you can maybe stay at a friend's house or just get somewhere out of your ordinary place, that's also helpful. And if you can't, if you're gonna have to do a retreat at home, maybe because you're in lockdown or something, I would just recommend not to try to do retreat in the places where you usually do other things. So for me, this is my practice space, and it makes it easier to do retreat if there's a space that I only use for doing practice. So if you have a practice space in your house, that's perfect. If not, see if you can create a little space for yourself that's different from your daily routine. Tip number 3, this one may be the most important of all. Go offline as much as possible. If you're in a remote place, it might not actually be safe to leave your phone at home because if something goes wrong, you might need to contact people. You might want to check in once a day. But as much as possible, try to keep your phone on airplane mode or have it completely turned off so that you're not tempted to check in on what's going on in the world, or maybe just send one message or reply to one email. Just set it down. I've seen people go on retreat and you have this opportunity. It's not easy if you have a busy life to find 3 days to take a weekend off. And if you spend that time sucked into your phone the same way that you are in the rest of your life, to me, it's like a wasted opportunity. So put the phone down. If you're gonna bring stuff to read, bring stuff to read that's gonna support your practice. So maybe a book you've been reading on that topic, or I've brought like inspiring stories of great Tibetan masters with me if you just want some storytelling time in the evening or something. But make sure that whatever you bring, it's not just another distraction. This is like the main benefit of retreat. You get to put all that stuff down and see what your mind does. And it's normal for it to freak out a little bit at first and just buzz around everywhere. But the beauty of retreat is that if you stick with that low distraction lifestyle, your mind does settle eventually. So those are 3 general principles for organizing a DIY meditation retreat. At your home, at a cabin or a cottage or in a tent, wherever you can do it, I totally recommend folding some retreat time into your practice life. If you want to learn more about how to do retreat, and if you want to get invited to the online DIY retreat course that I intend to run this summer, please use the link below, sign up for that. I promise not to spam you, but it'll help us keep in touch. Thanks for watching this video and happy retreating!